Hello, seniors. I am Dr. Robert Harrison. Stop right there. If you have arthritis or osteoarthritis and you're eating these three foods I'm about to reveal, you're literally pouring gasoline on the fire of inflammation burning inside your joints. And what's absolutely terrifying is that at least one of these foods is probably sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now, disguised as something healthy. The food industry has spent billions of dollars making sure you never connect the dots between what you're eating and why your joints hurt so badly every single morning. I know this sounds scary. I am Dr. Robert Harrison. Let me tell you something. I've seen it happen too many times in my practice. Patients come to me with severe arthritis pain, swollen joints, morning stiffness so bad they can barely open their hands. They're taking multiple medications, using heating pads, wearing compression gloves, doing everything their doctors told them to do, and yet the pain keeps getting worse year after year. Then I ask them one simple question: what did you eat for breakfast this morning? And when they tell me, I immediately know why their arthritis isn't improving. Because they're unknowingly eating foods that trigger massive inflammatory responses in their bodies every single day. Today, I'm going to show you what almost nobody explains with real clarity. There are foods that seem completely harmless, foods that are even marketed and sold as healthy options like a simple granola bar, a bowl of cereal, or flavored yogurt. But inside your body, these foods function like a spark that ignites inflammation. And if you have arthritis, that inflammation doesn't stay only in your intestines or your bloodstream. It travels directly to your joints, increases stiffness, worsens pain, and accelerates cartilage breakdown. What's most shocking is that many of these inflammatory ingredients are hidden in food labels using technical names. You've probably seen them or read them before, but because they're scientific-sounding terms, you had no idea what they actually were or what damage they were causing. So what you're about to discover in this video is going to completely change the way you read labels when you go to the grocery store. You'll never look at packaged food the same way again. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the 3 best anti-inflammatory foods you should eat instead. Foods that can dramatically reduce your joint pain within just days of making the switch. Let's start with the first forbidden food, and this one is hiding in almost everything you buy. Forbidden food number 1 is maltodextrin. Have you ever heard this word or seen it on a food label? Right now, if you have a granola bar in your house, a protein bar, instant oatmeal packets, or anything sweet that comes in a package, when this video ends, I want you to go find it and check if you see the word maltodextrin in the ingredient list. This is one of the most silent and most effective compounds for increasing inflammation in your body and making arthritis worse without you having any idea it's happening. And it's in almost every processed food product we buy. Maltodextrin is obtained through processing the starch from corn, rice, wheat, or potatoes. It doesn't taste sweet at all, but inside your body, it acts exactly like pure sugar. It gets absorbed rapidly and spikes your blood sugar and insulin levels in the exact same way that table sugar does. So why does the food industry use it so heavily? For one simple reason: it benefits them. It's extremely cheap, which allows them to cut costs dramatically. It adds texture to products, making them seem thicker and creamier instead of watery. And it extends shelf life significantly, making products last much longer, especially sitting on store shelves. In other words, it's not there for your health, it's there because it improves their profit margins. And what's the real problem for your joints? Every single blood sugar spike that maltodextrin generates activates inflammatory molecules in your body. These inflammatory chemicals, called cytokines, end up traveling through your bloodstream and attacking your sensitive joint tissues. Additionally, maltodextrin damages your intestinal barrier, creating what's called leaky gut. This allows irritating substances and partially digested food particles to pass directly into your bloodstream, which makes inflammation even worse throughout your entire body. Many people with arthritis feel this as increased stiffness, more swelling, or significantly worse pain, especially in the morning or after eating. And here's the most surprising part: maltodextrin is hiding in products that seem healthy, products marketed to health-conscious consumers, and it doesn't appear on labels with the word sugar. Instead, it shows up as maltodextrin, dextrin, dextrose, or modified starch. Almost nobody detects it because these are strange technical names that sound like chemistry terms, not food ingredients. And this isn't just important for people with arthritis. It also matters for anyone trying to lose weight, anyone with insulin resistance or prediabetes, anyone with type 2 diabetes. Really, it matters for everyone who wants to be healthy. But for people with inflammatory joint conditions, maltodextrin can make symptoms and blood work dramatically worse. Forbidden food number 2 is a massive generator of daily inflammation, and it's refined industrial vegetable oils. Many people believe that sunflower oil, corn oil, or soybean oil is a neutral, harmless option for cooking. But the problem isn't the oil itself in its natural state. The problem is the brutal industrial process these oils go through before they end up in your kitchen. They're heated to extreme temperatures, chemically refined, deodorized to remove bad smells, and processed so heavily that they lose all of their natural protective compounds. What remains is a substance loaded with chemicals that your body interprets as oxidative stress, which is one of the main drivers of chronic inflammation. And pay close attention here because something very important appears that's almost never explained properly. Omega-6 fatty acids in normal balanced amounts are actually necessary and serve important functions in your body. The real problem is that these industrial oils are in absolutely everything we eat, and they contain massive amounts of omega-6 with almost zero omega-3 to balance it out. These two types of fatty acids, omega-6 and omega-3, compete for the same enzymes inside your body. When there's excessive omega-6 circulating constantly, omega-3 can't get into the metabolic process. It gets displaced and pushed aside. As a result, your body ends up manufacturing more pro-inflammatory molecules and fewer anti-inflammatory molecules. It's like two cars trying to enter through the same tunnel or the same single door, but one car is 20 times bigger than the other. That imbalance, maintained every single day, leaves your body trapped in a silent but constant inflammatory state. And if you have arthritis, you feel this imbalance directly in your joints. Just like with maltodextrin, as increased stiffness, swelling, and pain. And as I mentioned earlier, these oils are hidden everywhere. The problem isn't the visible oil you drizzle on a salad. The problem is that these oils come in everything that's packaged. They're in bread, crackers, chips, snacks, salad dressings, soups, mayonnaise, and frozen meals. In all, or I would dare to say almost all, products that come in packages contain these inflammatory oils. On the ingredient label, it usually appears as sunflower oil, corn oil, soybean oil, or simply vegetable oil. It's all the same thing. When this video ends, you can check if you have any packaged foods at home. And if you detect these oils, tell me in the comments below. But here's the good news, because I'm not going to only bring you bad news in this video. Once you start to rebalance that omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, your body feels the difference immediately. A great way to rebalance is using extra virgin olive oil for cooking and dressings. You can also use ground chia seeds that have been soaked in water to activate them. Activated chia seeds are excellent. Of course, you can also eat fatty fish rich in omega-3, avocado oil, or avocados themselves. Many people have avocado trees in their yards. Eat them because they will help you restore that critical balance. Remember, if you need to heat oil for cooking, the best option is avocado oil or olive oil. But olive oil is only for quick cooking, like a fast stir-fry, over medium heat. There are studies showing that simply replacing these industrial oils I mentioned earlier with extra virgin olive oil reduces inflammatory markers in your body by almost half. It's incredible how something as simple as restoring balance to that omega-6 to omega-3 ratio can change how your joints feel. And now we come to something nobody wants to hear, but it explains why so many people with arthritis wake up with swollen hands without understanding what happened. Forbidden food number 3 is bacon. And I'm not just talking about bacon itself. I'm talking about everything bacon represents within the universe of processed meats. In countries like the United States, bacon is a cultural symbol. It's in breakfast platters, burgers, snacks, salads, fitness recipes, viral videos, and thousands of cooking accounts. For many people, it's an untouchable pleasure. But for your joints, it can be a silent earthquake causing destruction you can't see. Let me explain why. When you look at a crispy piece of bacon on your plate, you're not seeing the real story of that food. Before it arrived in your frying pan, that bacon was cured with nitrites and nitrates, artificially colored to look appetizing, industrially smoked using chemical smoke flavoring, injected with preservatives and additives, and subjected to processes that generate highly inflammatory compounds. Then when you cook it, especially when you make it extra crispy and golden brown like most people prefer, you're not just creating flavor. You're generating molecules that literally age your joints from the inside out. These are called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. These molecules aren't just a technical detail doctors worry about. They're like microscopic burning embers that stick to your cartilage, harden it, make it less flexible, and dramatically increase inflammation throughout your joint tissues. What's most alarming is that countless people experience severe symptoms the very next day and never make the connection. They wake up with their fingers looking like swollen balloons, their hands completely rigid and stiff, their knees feeling tense and painful, and they think it was the weather, the humidity, their age, or the way they slept. But in reality, it was their breakfast. And it gets even worse if that bacon was combined with white bread, industrial vegetable oils, or other ultra-processed foods. The inflammation multiplies exponentially. Your body simply cannot put out that many inflammatory fires at the same time. Your immune system gets overwhelmed, and of course it's not only bacon. As I mentioned, it's all processed meats, deli meats, hot dogs, sausages, packaged hamburger patties, ham, salami, pepperoni. If the meat needs artificial coloring to look like meat, you already know what's happening. It's not real meat anymore. It's a heavily processed inflammatory product. Now, I've told you the 3 worst foods for your joints. Maltodextrin hiding in packaged foods, industrial vegetable oils creating omega-6 overload, and processed meats like bacon generating AGEs that destroy cartilage. But I'm not going to leave you without solutions. Now, I'm going to tell you the 3 best anti-inflammatory foods you should eat instead. These are foods that can genuinely reduce your joint pain, sometimes within just days of adding them to your diet. The first food on my list, without any doubt, is fresh ginger root. Ginger acts as a powerful natural anti-inflammatory when you use it every single day, even if it's just small amounts grated into salads, soups, or drinks. In my country, we consume a lot of a drink called mate. Tell me in the comments if you know what mate is. You can add fresh ginger to mate, make ginger tea, add it to smoothies and juices. We're fanatics of these beverages, and we put ginger in everything. The truth is that it's very easy to use, and the reality is that when you start consuming it regularly, you're going to notice immediately less stiffness when you wake up and less swelling, especially in your hands. The second food, without any doubt, is turmeric. We know that you have to use turmeric correctly for it to deliver its anti-inflammatory benefits. Remember that to activate turmeric's active compound curcumin, you need a tiny pinch of black pepper or some healthy fat. For example, combine it with avocado or olive oil. When you use it properly, it's not only going to reduce inflammation, but it also acts on pain pathways in your nervous system and helps you move better with less discomfort. You can use turmeric in hot beverages, in warm meals, added at the end of cooking, never at the beginning, or mixed with a little bit of olive oil, as I mentioned. And the third food, which is the most powerful for joint health, is fatty fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. Omega-3 isn't just a trendy buzzword. It's solid peer-reviewed science. When someone with arthritis incorporates fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week, the difference is noticeable. It's one of the simplest and most effective dietary changes you can possibly make. And what I want you to take away from this video is this critical truth. Your body is not failing you. It's simply reacting to what you're feeding it. When you give your body foods that reduce inflammation, it will respond quickly with less pain and better mobility. When you remove the foods that ignite the inflammatory fire inside your body, your joints will be able to breathe and heal much better. If you'd like, I can create a much more complete video with specific ideas for anti-inflammatory breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, so you can apply all of this information throughout your day without getting overwhelmed or confused. If you want that video, tell me in the comments below. I know making these changes can feel overwhelming at first. You might be thinking, Dr. Robert, I eat bacon for breakfast, I use vegetable oil for cooking, I have granola bars in my pantry. What am I supposed to eat now? and that's a completely valid concern. But here's what I want you to understand. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to throw out everything in your kitchen and start from scratch tomorrow. Small changes create big results when it comes to inflammation. Start with just one change. This week, replace your vegetable oil with extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. That's it, one change. Next week, swap your morning granola bar for a handful of nuts and a piece of fruit. The week after that, replace bacon with eggs cooked in olive oil. Small, sustainable changes that don't overwhelm you, and within a month, you'll notice your joints feeling different, less morning stiffness, less swelling by the end of the day, better range of motion, more energy. This is how healing happens, not through perfection, but through consistency with better choices. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 forbidden foods are you currently eating regularly? Be honest. Are you consuming maltodextrin without realizing it? Are you cooking with industrial vegetable oils? Are you eating processed meats like bacon or deli meat? Tell me in the comments. And also tell me which of the 3 anti-inflammatory foods you're going to start adding this week. Is it ginger, turmeric, fatty fish? I read every comment and I want to help you create a personalized plan that works for your specific situation. And here's my challenge to you. For the next 14 days, eliminate just one of these 3 forbidden foods from your diet completely. Choose the one that you eat most often. If you eat bacon every morning, stop for 2 weeks and replace it with eggs. If you cook everything in vegetable oil, switch to olive oil for 2 weeks. If you eat packaged snacks with maltodextrin, replace them with whole foods like nuts, fruit, or vegetables. Just one change for 14 days, then come back and tell me how your joints feel. I guarantee you'll notice a difference. Your arthritis pain is not something you just have to accept and live with for the rest of your life. Your joints are not permanently damaged beyond repair. Inflammation is controllable, and the most powerful tool you have to control it is sitting on your plate 3 times a day. Food is medicine. Food is also poison. You get to choose which one you're consuming. I'm Dr. Robert Harrison, and I want to see you moving freely without pain, enjoying the activities you love. Start today. Make one small change. Your joints are waiting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll discuss the 5 best supplements for arthritis that actually work, backed by real science.